All right, everyone. Good morning. My name is Michal Hertzmann. I am a product specialist at ADCORE. Thank you, Eli and Omri, for opening up. And now we're going to take a deeper dive. So I hope you all are excited as much as I am. Alrighty, so AI advertising. What does that mean for our day-to-day, kind of work schedule? What is it going to look like? How are we as ADCORE going to help you, become smarter, be better? Let's talk about it. All right, so Eli, I think, really spoke about reality, the change that's happening. We're moving from a hands-on focus to kind of, let the technology work for us. We need to have more accurate overview, better analysis capabilities of what we're doing at the moment. So I think Omri really spoke about, moving from that high-touch environment to a more low to zero-touch environment. It's kind of scary, right? So let us kind of help you do that. All right, so today we're going to talk about SomeDoc Square. I know that I've already met with some of you, showcased the technology. We do have some really fun additions that we're going to reveal for the first time today. Okay, SomeDoc Square for us is the roadmap to this new reality that we're talking about. Okay, it enables us to fully utilize the automation and the AI features, but it's also kind of the gray area. So what you're doing right now and what you should be doing and how you should be moving forward. Who should be using SomeDoc? Okay, so in my opinion, in our opinion, every single person in this room. And it doesn't matter if you're a part of the sales team within your agency, if you're a supervisor, a CEO, or if you're an account manager, okay? Each and every one of you can use SomeDoc for your different needs in your roles. So if you're a part of the sales team, okay, SomeDoc allows you to have a more quick, but also insightful client acquisition process, right? So a lot of the times our sales team are not very technical, okay? They go to the client, they say, whatever you're doing right now, whatever the agency is doing for you right now, it's not good, but our agency is gonna do better work. That doesn't help us, okay? So SomeDoc allows you to have a more, science-based analysis of what's happening for that agency at the moment. And it also helps your client or this potential client understand what you're gonna be doing better for them and how exactly you're gonna be doing that. Again, your sales team doesn't have to be an SEM manager, okay? For the supervisor, for the CEO, if you're managing a few account managers, right, you want to be able to know what they're doing on a day-to-day basis, but you don't have the ability to deep dive to understand, what they're doing at every single second, what's the differences between the accounts. You want to make sure that they're working according to a certain standard, the best practices, okay? You want to make sure that there's quality work being done. And then lastly, if you're an account manager yourself, and Eli really spoke about it, you're so busy doing the day-to-day tasks, okay? If it's optimizing your keywords or your ads or anything like that. And sometimes it's hard to take a step back and understand what the account looks like as a whole, really identify challenges, identify opportunities, okay? Have ability to kind of be the bird's eye view of what's happening within your account. So before we dive into the technology, I want to ask you a question. Why do customers leave their agencies? Does anybody know?
They must be quitting their business.
Quitting their business. Okay. Any other ideas? Communication. Yes, exactly. Thank you so much for bringing that up. Communication is the #1 reason why customers leave their agencies. That's mind-blowing. You would think that they leave because of performance is poor, right? Because they're paying you to do the advertising and you're not doing a good job for them, so they're quitting. No, it's not about that at all. It's about the way that you communicate with your client, the way that you're being transparent with your client, the way that you set expectation with your client, okay? So it's really about 60% leave because of lack of proper reporting and communication, and then it dials down to expectation set and to performance, lastly. So what we came up with is our report center. That's really gonna automate this process of communication with your client, and I'm gonna show it to you right now. Let me just pull it up. So So this is the report center, okay? Report center will really help you deal with this communication issue that you have, not just with your end client, but sometimes if you're managing a few account managers with your own account, okay? So I'm gonna dive deeper and explain exactly what I mean by that. So the first thing, okay, well, at the end of the day, performance is very important. Okay, we can set a schedule that we want to get a performance report if it's once a day, once a week, or once a month. Okay, the performance report looks something like this. Okay, so you can see that we have our KPIs, our key performance indicators, so that also helps you kind of be very transparent with the expectation of your client, okay? We can see the trend, conversions, and CPA. By the way, if it's a little bit unclear, we have one-on-one sessions, okay? So don't worry about that. And then metrics as well. So the important metrics, you can either set it to get it yourself into your email. You can set it for the client if you want your client to get it. Very simple with a click of a button. Now, the next thing that I want to show you is our alert system. We talked about communicating with your own account. Do you really know what's going on within the account? You have so many accounts that you're managing. I hope that you have some alerts already set up on your accounts to know what's going on, but let's be realistic. You don't have that on every single account that you're managing. And this allows you to do that very quickly. So we have different features. I don't know how clear it is when you sit over there, but basically, you can set an alert if you have a drop in your daily cost, a drop in your conversions, a drop in your conversion rate. You can decide if you want to get it on a daily, weekly, or monthly schedule. You can decide on the percentage of the drop. Okay, every single person can decide, you know, if it's a more strategic account, so maybe you want to have a little bit more sensitive alerts. If it's, you know, something that you can kind of let it go and you know that there's a lot of fluctuation, you can have a less sensitive alert. And the alert is actually something quite scary. This is what it looks like. You get that in your email, and that means that this requires your attention right now. I wouldn't recommend sending that to your client. The flip side of it, okay, so we talked about alerts, being scared. The flip side of it is celebrating. You want to revel in your success. You want to make sure that your client knows how hard you're working for them. Sometimes you're so busy doing that work, you forget to tell them, hey, buddy, listen, I did an amazing job for you. You know, let's pop that champagne. So that is, you can also decide if you want to get it on conversion, CPA. It really depends on your metrics, what you want to see. And that looks like something like this. It's super cute. I would definitely make sure that you have that for every single one of your accounts. Operating this is the simplest thing. Click of a button, input the email if it's your own email, if it's your client's email, you know, if it's your boss email, right? So make sure that you have those celebrations. So now that we talked about the report center, I want to take you to SomeDoc itself. Okay, I see that sorry. For some reason, we clicked out. Alrighty. So we'll let it run in real time, run the analysis. It does that in real time, so we're not downloading any of the information. You can use that if you're going to see a potential client, right? We spoke about the process of client acquisition and the team. It will give you a breakdown of the account level and then the campaign level as well. So we can see that I already finished calculating the campaign level. Let's give it a few more seconds. It's quite an important account. But you can already see the color scheme. So whenever you have like the bluish colors, that's great. And whenever you have the red colors, that requires your attention. You need to understand what's going on. Okay, we can decide if we want to run this report, this analysis, on whichever time frame that we want. Currently, it's on last 30 days, but we can adjust it. And I think some of you have already seen it, right? How many have seen it? Alrighty. Okay, great. Perfect. So the first thing, and I'm talking to the account managers here, the first thing that we want to take a look at is what's going on in the account right now, the bottom line, what your client wants to know. And those are the KPIs and the trend, okay? Your key performance indicators. how far are you from reaching the goals, okay? And you can decide on the goals yourself. So currently, let's say our CPA goal is $11, but we can change it to, if we have a different CPA, we can do that all in the settings. Trend is the bottom line. What was the change in conversions? Did we improve or did we drop? So in this case right here, we can see that this specific account manager dropped in conversions by 17% compared to last year. That's not good news, right? So and this frees the time to really understand what happened. Maybe there was a fluctuation. We don't know. We need to be able to explain that not just to ourselves, but also to the client. But then on a month-to-month basis, we see that we have significant improvement of 19%. So that's good, and we want to celebrate that and be able also to explain maybe it's seasonality. I don't know what they're selling right here, but you know, if it's bikinis and we're about to go on summer vacation, so they're doing great. We also have the general quality score, which we dropped in, and the SomeDoc score that we really spiked. So I mean, something is going better. Then if you're a CEO, right, or a manager of a few account managers, you want to make sure that the team really covers all the potential that there is. And this is why we have the coverage. So those delicious pie charts that we see right here, okay, show us the coverage of the potential that we have. So I'm going to go ahead and show you one of them, which is match type. So we can see the conversion distribution of this specific account. Okay, we can see that a lot of the conversions are coming from broad match type, while best practice in the industry is to have conversions come from more exact and broad modifier. So my suggestion would be add more keywords that have exact and broad modifier. Okay, you could gain all these potential conversions. So we do that on the match type, we do that on the devices, and also, and it's important to say, you know your account better than anyone. So you can decide, some of these metrics are very important to me and I see the potential, and in some ways this was a strategic decision and I decided to operate in one way or another. Then if we talked a little bit about the sales process, right? Acquiring a new potential client and that science aspect. So I think you kind of already see some of the things, how this can be very valuable, but I think the efficiency tab is incredible for that, right? If they're currently running an account and they're spending, I don't know how much money, you want to know how much of that money is being wasted. So we have the waste ratio right here. It's on 39%, and we need to understand, what does that mean? It means that for every dollar, we're wasting about 39 cents. That's pretty significant. We could utilize those 39 cents somewhere else, okay? So here you can see the full breakdown. So this is on a year-long calculation. We can see that they're wasting about almost $7,000. Most of the money is being wasted because of low quality score. We know that for every keyword that has a quality score that's lower than 8, you pay 13% more for each click. Okay, so you want to take a look at your keyword list. Make sure that you have high quality score for them, otherwise you're wasting your money. Okay, we can also see that some money is being wasted on overbidding. Okay, so whenever somebody clicks on a keyword that has a CPA that's 10% higher than your goal CPA, we call it overbidding. It's money that you didn't intend on spending. Okay, you went to the mall, you wanted to buy a shirt for 10 euros, you ended up buying a shirt for 15 euros. Those are 5 euros that you could have spent elsewhere. You wanted to only spend 10 euros. And then lastly, zero conversions and search terms. Non-converting keywords and non-converting search terms that have a high cost. Okay, we talked a little bit about how important it is to have proper funnel, right? Conversions are incredibly important to track. And here we can see that maybe we're wasting money on keywords that are not bringing any conversions. Yes, please.
Does that consider like assists and direct conversions all in one?
Sorry?
Does it take into account last click or first click?
So it depends on what you define as a conversion. Okay? So Yossi will also speak later a little bit about micro conversions and how important it is. But basically, in this specific case, it's the purchase itself in this specific account, but it depends how you define a conversion. So if it's a lead or something else, I don't know, it depends on you.
But if I have like 3 keywords in a funnel, like in multiple sessions, are all three not waste, or are two waste and one is good?
I don't think I follow the question.
If somebody searches for something and uses 3 keywords, but only the click is attributed to the last click. The two previous keywords.
So in the last click scenario, you're right. That means the two keywords that assist wouldn't get any credit, and basically it's considered waste. But obviously you should use more advanced models than last click, then that's going to be calculated in. It's not going to be the case. But if you're still using last click, which you shouldn't, if you ask me, then you are right.
Alrighty, so thank you, Omri, for understanding that question. The next thing, okay, we talked a lot about touch ratio. You're in a high touch environment. You want to go to a low touch environment or to a zero touch environment. So we have this chart here to show you the touch ratio. Okay, where do the conversions come from? So in this case, all of the conversions are coming from regular campaigns, but they have smart bidding. Meaning we already took a little bit pressure off, right? Meaning that we're already running something that is smart bidding. In other cases, if it's regular campaigns with manual bidding, you would get, 100% touch ratio because it means that you're constantly touching your account. Okay, you want to make sure that you're bringing that percentage down as much as possible. Now let's talk a little bit about this future of AI, right? The smart features that Google came up with. So we have our wonderful brain that's half human and half machine. And let's talk about the human aspect, right? We have different types of campaigns. We want to encourage you to have smart campaigns. Smart shopping, smart display. The more smart campaigns you have, the higher your score is going to get. It really does improve your performance, okay? With the ads, and I see that in this case we're getting a 0%, meaning we're not doing a good job. You want to make sure that you're using responsive ads. If it's responsive text ad or responsive display ads, they improve your performance, okay? Make sure that you're using it. It's super easy. You can also do it from our own system. That's something that when you leave here today, or even here when we're going to have our coffee later, please add responsive ads. Like, it's amazing. It really, really helps you. Bids. Are we using smart bidding or not? Okay, if we're not using smart bidding, get on the train. The train is already leaving the station. It's really easy to use it. If it's Google's smart bidding or ADCORE's automated bidding, there's no reason to do manual bidding anymore. Please. And then lastly, our smart reports. So in this case, we get 100% because we're using all those reports. Make sure that you're implementing that. You saw how easy it is. It's such a quick win for you, for the client, for the relationship that you have with them. The last thing on the account level is our AI readiness, okay? How ready are you for the future that we spoke about? So, for instance, we see the amount of campaigns, ad groups that we have. Do we have enough data? Do we have enough ads in an ad group to have proper A/B testing? Okay, in this case, not so good. What is the percentage of duplicated keywords that we have in the account? In this case, we're doing all right. It's 23%, but that means that we're splitting up our statistics. Okay, we want to consolidate. So no duplicates. Please have this at 0 if you can. And then lastly, are we using negative keywords to have more accurate targeting? Okay, I see that in a lot of cases, people are not using negative keywords even in shopping campaigns. You can do that. It helps. Please add them. Okay, now I want to drop down to the campaign level. Okay, so you see the campaign breakdown, the campaign types. Okay, you can see the cost, conversion, ROAS, a general score that you get from us, and then 7 more parameters. Now, in this case, we see that audiences, we're doing a lousy job, 24%. Okay, so let's understand where do those 24% come from. So we just click on it, and we can see that there is no RLSA coverage. Okay, so why not? You know, this could really help. Similar audiences, audience depth. We need to take advantage of all these things that Google allows us to take advantage of. Okay, it could really improve the performance. So audiences, we definitely need to have a conversation about that. We can see that in other cases, we're doing fairly well. I see that in quality score we're getting 47%, so let's take a look and understand why. Our ad quality score, not amazing. Okay, our landing page quality score, not amazing. Keywords, we talked about, wasting money because of low quality score keywords. Again, not amazing. So there's really more work to be done. So you can either take a top level approach, okay, or you can dive deep into the specific campaigns and really see how you can improve and already pinpoint things like action items for you to do. You can download a version of this in a PDF format. So if you're going to this potential client, you can hand them, there you go. This is what you're doing, and this is how we're going to do better for you. Or if you need to log it for, your own process and your own understanding of what's going on, and your own growth. So we have a PDF version of that. Now, you can also play. I didn't talk about the settings, but you can play with the settings. So for instance, if we click on a topmost level, in this case, all of the scores are calculated at the highest most priority. But maybe you saw some of these things here and you said, this might be less relevant to the type of business or the type of account that I'm managing. So you can just play with the settings. You can do it on each and every level and adjust the score accordingly to more accurately depict what's going on within your account. So once you set those settings, just let it run, and then the next time you're going to run SomeDoc, you already have the settings in place. So the last and most exciting thing we're going to take a look at before our coffee break that I'm sure you all need is a brand new feature that we have. Okay, we just released it from closed beta. We're very excited about it, and we call it Click to Fix. So, all of this information, now you say, oh, I need to fix this, I need to fix that. So we came up with a one-touch solution, one-touch optimization for you called Click to Fix. And I'm going to show it to you right now. This is what it looks like, okay? So we have these parameters in place. We are working on adding more, but at this moment we're really, really excited about what we already have, okay? And we can decide, in this case, we're on the account level, but we can also choose to do this on a specific campaign if we want to, okay? So we can, for instance, set the goals, okay? So let's say our CPA needs to be, 12. Okay, we can save. We can close. We only changed one attribute. If it's ads, okay, everybody needs to be on ad rotation mode optimized. You can see that the score hiked from 0 to 50. Auto create RSA ads. We talked about RSA, right? You can also add dynamic keywords. Bids, okay, if you want to use bid strategy, you can choose if you want to use ADCORE's bid automated bidding or Google's or a hybrid. Quality score, we can pause low quality score keywords, the one that cost us money, right? So we can do that in one click. Auto reporting, if we're not enabling the auto reports, you can just do it with the click of a button, and all the reports will send to your email that you entered the system with, okay? So in this case, the alerts, for instance, and the milestones are according to default settings that we set up according to best practices. So you can also set it yourself. So it's really up to you, but we take the workload off you. And then budget, okay, auto budget delivery. So best practice, again, which budget delivery mode to use, okay? Individual budget, you want to make sure that you're using individual budget, okay? And then keywords, pause low search volume keywords, auto create keywords from converted search terms, right? It's a lot of work. So here we took that off for you and we're doing it for you. Once you decide on all the fun things that you want to do, you just click to fix, okay? And it will do the smart fixing for you. Honestly, that's the best part because you get to have coffee, okay? And like relax and be like, yeah, I got this, okay? And honestly, the idea is really to free your time from these like daunting day-to-day tasks that are really not using 100% of the best computer we have, which is right here. Okay, so you need to be able to think about strategy. You need to be able to have a better relationship with your client. You're so busy managing the account, you forget to manage your client, or you're not doing it in the best possible way. So we're here to kind of help you do that and push you into that future. So I think I'm just about done. Do you have any questions? Yes.
Can you also add other goals and like what were the goals you can
So currently the goals that we have, are conversion, CPA, cost, and ROAS. Okay. If it's about different goals that you have, please come and speak to me after, and we can, talk about, how we can help and adjust. Any other questions? You're all dying for that coffee, huh? Yes. Oh, sorry.
So what if your low quality keywords getting you high quality conversions? So if you do this sort of optimization, then it's sort of going to get found.
Okay, so first of all, you can opt out. You saw that I chose what I want to pause or what I want to use in this or not, okay? And again, nothing, and especially in today's world, we're not in a cookie cutter culture, right? We need to be able to customize for each and every, and I said, different businesses, sometimes it's a strategic decision, just like you said, okay? So you are able to opt out, okay? And also, you can track the changes that Click to Fix is doing to your account within the Change History tab. So let's say you did this, and with one specific thing you weren't, you decided, wait a minute, that's not the way I want to go, just undo it on Google Ads. Very simple.
Is there kind of a preview mode in this, that when you use Click to Fix it doesn't really make the changes instant, but you can review first what changes would be made?
So that's something that you need to take up with Omri. Currently, what we decided the attributes will be is according to best practices of Google and ADCORE. And again, you can, like I said, you can track the changes that it did make on Google Ads. Yes?
The KPI dashboard, does it interface with Google Data Studio?
Not at the moment. Okay, but again, all these requests, we love, so I didn't say that, okay? But the thing is, and specifically for me in my role as a product specialist, I want to hear your feedback. It's not that I want to, I need to hear your feedback. Okay, this makes the product better, okay? Omri is happier with what I do in my position. And also I give you, better quality service. So definitely, please, use this. Come to me, talk to me about, what you're excited about, what you want to see change, what you want to see added. Okay, this is my role. So I'll be more than happy to, sit down with you and really get into it and come up with the solutions for you. Any more questions? It's about the coffee, right? All right, you guys. Thank you so much, and I'll be out here.